Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are live, and this is the Detroit Disney Duo, and I am Sean bringing you the Disney News Weekly Recap. Remember to subscribe down here. That's right, subscribe and help out the channel and support us. We thank you and ahead of time. Anyways, show your support and subscribe. Thank you. Okay, so it's been a long week, and man, it was a busy one. There was people are still live streaming today from the Animal Kingdom. I have, and also the Magic Kingdom. I know Corey Meets World is at the right now. He's at the Magic Kingdom, and also Resort TV One is at the Magic Kingdom, and so it has been a week of just complete live streaming, which is really great. There's a lot of live streamers who do a wonderful job, and I also see that Walt, who is his channel is I forget the name of his channel off the top of my head, but there's a lot of live streamers. I was gonna tell you what the name of his channel was. Anyhow, so it'll come to me. Sometimes I just forget. It's like I get a brain freeze going on. But yeah, it's been a long morning. It's Mouse Talk, which who was there. That's Walt and his wife, Mouse Talk, and they were live today. And then yesterday there was a whole bunch of streamers, all the regulars. Adam the Woo was even spotted. He was there. Tim Tracker was there. Paging Mr. Morrow was there. Everybody, all the Magical News Live was there. Everybody's been there. That crazy lady. Everybody has been to the park this weekend, live streamed it, and whatnot this weekend and through the last couple days. So it's been a busy week. Now let's get back to the news. So the news, what the heck is going on? So there's lots of news to cover. I will start at the beginning of the week, which is last Sunday. As here in this weekly recap, we cover the last week's news stories from the from Sunday to Saturday, and so that would be July. I wish it was March again. That's great thinking. Anyways, July the let's see here. I think it was the 6th to July the 5th, which was Sunday, to July the 11th, which is Saturday. So that's the week, Sunday to Saturday. Okay, so I just had to make sure everybody is on the same sheet of music. So let's cover what's been going on, and the point of this entire Disney News Weekly Recap is so that everybody can enjoy live streams, and you can listen and watch the live streams. Some people just listen to it in the background. Some people watch them live, a little bit of mix of both and whatnot. And you can do that all week long because there's lots of live streaming to watch. And then you can just relax and then come here on Sunday while I discuss this week's news and recap it, and look forward to talking all about it. So let's just dive right into it. I'm trying to get this going. Lots of stuff to talk about. So let's see here. We get one of the things I do get, and you can get them too, is if you set it up correctly, you can get the Google alerts to send you information about what's going on in Disney. So, all right, let's talk about the first thing first. Way back on July the 5th is Hamilton is that came out on Disney Plus. If you remember, you cannot get it for there was no 7-day free trial period where you would be able to sign up and watch Hamilton. Instead, they're requiring that you pay for your subscription and then you could watch Hamilton. And I said in the past, and I'm going to say it going forward, that I wouldn't be surprised to make up for some of the movies aren't coming out in the theaters if they release them onto Disney Plus. I would suspect maybe they might start you have your Disney Plus subscription, and then they put out a what I would call another layer on top of that, where they would make exclusive movies that would be sectioned off and only make them like pay-per-view for a short period of time, where they could get more than just your subscription dollars. It would be like an additional maybe like $5 or whatever it is, and that you would be able to watch it during a certain period of time, maybe the first month or two. You know what I'm saying? So then there was also the glitch in the annual pass holders. They got surprise bills. Their bills were supposed to be delayed until the end of their annual pass, and then those months would be added on. So basically, in a nutshell, what happened was the annual pass holders that had their annual pass their payments deferred to the end because they were not able to go to the parks. And for instance, March, April, May, and June, those 4 months were delayed to the end of the contract. And then I am suspecting that those 4 months would be tacked on the end of their annual pass, and then they would still be paying for it, but later on at the end of the contract, when those additional months were occurring at the end. There was a goof up. There was an issue where Disney made a boo-boo, some type of error, and there was a glitch, and the annual pass holders were like, "Whoa, I got a bill!" And they got a bill for 4 months all of a sudden, and then they went back and fixed it and gave refunds and stuff like that, and that's what happened. And because of that, believe it or not, because of that, there is actually now, and I'm not making this up. There is now a lawsuit, believe it or not, based on the fact that that because of the billing error, I don't know who's heading this up, but I don't know. Maybe they were, I guess if you had some things that bounced or something like that, I can't see that Disney wouldn't help you resolve that. Maybe taking care of the fees. If they maybe they would open it up and say, hey, listen, if you had some banking fees or some things that bounced because of the fact that we'll just go ahead and take care of that. You know what I'm saying? But now there's going to be a lawsuit. I mean, out of all, I'm saying, out of all of the things that Disney probably doesn't want is to have some attorney fees, and then there's going to be a lawsuit over the billing error. Unbelievable. So let's continue on. So then let's see here. There was, I seen an this is just something interesting. I seen an advertisement for it was believe it or not, it was an advertisement for the Ratatouille. Not Ratatouille. I always say Ratatouille, but I mean Ratatouille. The Ratatouille Funko Pop, which in a box looked like it was a rat. Now, look, we all know that Ratatouille is a rat, and for some reason, it just looked weird to me to have a it was almost the most realistic looking rat, right, in a box. I mean, could you imagine somebody opening this up and going, freaking out? And I'm like, oh, I got a rat in the box. And actually, it's just Ratatouille. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I don't know. I would not want to give that to anybody. Even looking on your shelf and seeing that, you might think it might frighten you just a tad bit or whatnot. I don't know. Wonder if they would actually make a Funko Pop with Ratatouille with a block of cheese. That way, it would kind of look kind of more pleasant instead of having this like almost realistic rat looking Funko Pop. I don't know. Do you want realistic looking or something more like cartoonish, of sorts? Even though the movie, is one of those movies that almost everybody. It's. I don't think it was like a cartoon kind of movie. It was like one of those animated, almost realistic animated ones. You know. Anyhow, let's press on here because there's lots to cover. Lots of it. All right. So, let's see here. There was a rumor, and I don't know if it was actually become to be truth or not, but Walt Disney World 2020 ticket sales were going to be resuming on July the 9th. That was just the rumor. If you remember, nobody could be buying any more tickets, and they weren't on sale at all. But there was a rumor. I'll have to verify this if it actually started happening, that you could buy tickets starting again on July the 9th, which was like a few days ago, like 3 days ago. Let's see here. Disney, they are now selling extra large adult face masks. A lot of people were complaining that the large face masks were not as large as they say they were. There was small, medium, and large. Small would be for infants, and then it would be medium for like adult, like teens and stuff like that. And large were for adults. And then their larges were not that large. So they made extra large for the rest of everybody else. And so I thought that's a good move. And I just hope that they're going to become more available on Shop Disney. I know they've been shipping out, and then there was a big wait for them, and then but some people have started to get them. I've seen it on the internets, and people were starting to get them now delivered to whatnot. Oh, here it is. Walt Disney World will resume 2020 ticket sales and resort hotel bookings July the 9th. So that is actually a rumor, and then it became true. So the truth is that Walt Disney will resume ticket sales and resort hotel bookings July 9th for 2020. That's great. That is great news for some people who may have had a party that did not have a ticket, but they did have a resort stay. We had an issue like that, and so that person could go now and buy tickets for and make sure they have tickets for their stay. That's pretty wonderful. Let's see here. Going down here. So also in the news, if you want to get married at Walt Disney World, they have wedding ceremonies, a wedding ceremony venue at the Tree of Life and the Animal Kingdom. A lot of people like to get married at the gazebo by the Grand Floridian. That's like one of the most classic places. It's right on the lake. There's a gazebo. It's really secluded. It's a really beautiful, picturesque kind of place to get your wedding taken at. I believe that they also have the Cinderella's Castle. If you pay enough money, you can have your wedding there on the stage, maybe, or right in front of it, something like that. But also now they're offering a venue at the Walt Disney Animal Kingdom Tree of Life, which is wonderful for those people who want to have it there. They might be, liking the animal kingdom over the magic kingdom. That is really, really kind of a great, sweet thing. Let's see here. Big news. Colin Kaepernick signed a deal with Disney. They're talking about he signed a deal. They're talking about what it's going to be about. I believe that it's supposed to be a let's see here. There's already, it will feature extensive new interviews and vast, never before seen archives that document his last 5 years. So it's going to be like a documentary about the whole Colin Kaepernick ordeal and whatnot. And it's going to be, he says that the Kaepernick projects will be featured on several platforms, including Walt Disney World, Walt Disney Television, ESPN, Hulu, Pixar, and the Undefeated. I've never heard of that before. It'll focus on the telling scripted and unscripted stories that explore race, social injustice, and the quest for equality, and also will provide new platform to showcase the work of Black and brown directors and producers. Great, that's great stuff. I can't wait to see how it pans out and whatnot, and how it tells a great story. I'm sure that Disney will do their best, and will be just as good as any other Disney documentary, which they have plenty of those documentaries there on Disney Plus already that you can watch. So, okay, let's go a little further here. Disney, a lot of people have been going to Disney over the last week now. And when they first started going, everybody didn't know if they could be wearing a neck gaiter, which is basically, some people call it the neck tube or whatever. I have one. I made a video about how to wear them. They may not, they may not be the greatest, but they do serve somewhat of a purpose. They are cooler. You can use them. A lot of fish people use them outdoor recreation sports and stuff like that. They wear them to keep the dust and stuff out of their face. Disney has come out with an official statement just as of like yesterday, saying that neck gaiters are not, and bandanas are not face coverings that are approved to wear into the parks. There was a lot of questions about whether it would or would not be allowed in the parks, and they finally said no, that is not an approved face covering. So it's only going to be regular cloth masks with air loops, the Disney masks, N95 surgical masks, stuff like that. No neck gaiters. Let's see here. Okay, just yesterday, it said Walt Disney World Resort hotels are offering a 60% discount to cast members starting July the 12th. That's going to be really, really great for cast members who want to enjoy the resorts. They're going to be getting 60% off. That's like really, really great. I don't know what kind of discount they get right now, if anything, but to get 60% off, kind of stay at the resort. If you've watched any live streams about the resorts, you can tell that a lot of the resorts are still kind of dead. The NBA is at the Grand Floridian and a couple others. I think the over there at the one tower and whatnot. And it appears that they're trying to get more people to stay at the resorts. And what the heck, we'll give the cast members 60% off. And they're working really hard, and they deserve it. They deserve this kind of treatment, because they're in the thick of it. Also, Disney, the Actors Union is they're talking about the Actors Union says Walt Disney World they're retaliating over the coronavirus testing demand. I don't know if that story is really true or not. Um, that was a story that came up. I don't see how they're retaliating against the union. They did tell the union on Disneyland that they had come to that the cast members had to report to the second cast call, that they could take a break from the first cast call, even though there is no first cast call or reopening date of Disneyland in California in Walt Disney World. They added that, and you could see it in all of the live streams, that all of the cast members, that are a lot of them, are wearing face masks, and also they're wearing face shields for additional protection on top of the masks at almost everywhere, except when they're especially when they're really close to like where when they're working inside and stuff like that. That's really great to know that they're getting the added additional protection from the face shields. That's really good stuff. So yeah, here's something you're gonna have to remember if you are flying to Orlando, and you're going to utilize the Magical Express. They are not going to go and just automatically get your luggage. They've made on the 9th, they updated some what's going to be happening. On beginning July 16th, the Magical Express luggage delivery service will not be provided for those arriving and departing Orlando Airport. Guests who choose to use the Magical Express will be responsible for picking up their luggage from the airport baggage claim and taking it to the motor coach, and then so it could be loaded for transport to the Disney hotel. And then please know that guests' luggage will travel with them to their Disney resort, and the luggage assistance will be available at the front of the Disney resort hotels, including luggage storage, transport to the room. So they're going to, but from the baggage pickup, where the airline drops it off on the carousel, you're going to have to pick up your bag and then take it to the bus. Who knows? Maybe there's not a lot of people working at the airports. If you do remember, some of the airlines, they maybe don't have the staff to do that right now. Maybe it will change in the future. We will see. But that's important to know. Well, so I got rid of that. So the People Mover, is still, I don't know if it's running today, but it was closed, and everybody's stream. The People Mover has been closed. I don't know if I believe that they're working on it and testing it out. It did crash a couple times where just before the closing of Walt Disney World, it did have a crash. And then it crashed a long time ago, and there's a lawsuit that was going on. And I don't know if they've come to a settlement agreement, but that lawsuit was still going on. And so I bet they're triple checking, quadruple checking, they're checking it more than once to double check it to see if it's going to be working in proper order, and that try to figure out why it crashed. Yeah, you don't want people getting hurt on the People Mover. It's not a good thing. All right, so that is what's going on with the People Mover. There was here's another thing. Annual pass holders can make Disney park pass reservations for resort stays in addition to 3 days. So annual pass holders can make Disney park pass reservations for resort stays in addition to 3 days. That is great. That's something that's new. If you didn't know that, let's see here. Oh, here's an interesting thing about food. So at Pecos Bill's, in the it's an event. Let's see here, at the Magic Kingdom. It has limited seating, but the interesting thing out of all of this is that they have no fixings bar. So you're not going to be able to do the fixings bar, and that means that the you won't be able to go and take your your food from Pecos Bill and go over to the bar and put all the good stuff on it. Now I don't know if they're probably doing that before you get before they hand you the food. So you probably have a checklist. I would like this and this and this on my nachos, or whatever you're getting, whatever your Mexican dish is. They have to put it on a la carte onto your order, or you'll have to ask for it and they'll do it for you. The fixing bar, because it's like everybody will be touching it and stuff like that, just to make sure not to get a bunch of germs. They have decided not to go ahead and do that. So the fixings bar is no longer there. Okay. The Skyliner is going to be accommodating one party per gondola upon opening for social distance. And it also was noted 3 days ago that the gondola system will be back in service. One party per car. That's right. Everybody together. I'm not really sure that will slow everything. I mean, that's basically kind of like how it was before, almost. I mean, I don't think they loaded them up that much. A lot of people don't like taking the gondola. I'm not a really big fan of heights, and then there was the people who might have been like perturbed by the fact that the gondola stopped in midair. Yeah. So, yeah, but it will be up and running, and it'll be a choice of transportation to and from the parks and the resorts once again. Let's see here. Walt Disney World confirms suspension. Okay. Oh, okay. That's it. That's an interesting thing. Oh, here's something new. Disney World is going to be stopping using the fingerprint scanners at the theme park entrances. If you remember, everybody uses their fingerprint along with their Magic Band. They're going to stop using the fingerprints. That's going to be something they're not going to be doing anymore. I mean, they were wiping the fingerprint thing, scanners down with wipes. Maybe it's saving them wipes. Also, everybody's touching it. They don't want everybody touching it, and your Magic Band is going to be enough. I think that's going to be just great. I'm sure they'll figure it out with your, some people, their Magic Band doesn't scan, and then they wanted a fingerprint check. I don't know what your fingerprint check would have to do if your Magic Band didn't work. I never really understood that myself, but they're not going to be doing that anymore. So hey, no worries. Hakuna Matata. I'm pretty sure that that if your Magic Band doesn't scan, they'll figure out why swiftly and get you into the parks. So let's go over here to the Google Alerts. Let's open them up a little bit and see what they had. Let's see here. A lot about Hamilton. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. The NBA. A lot of stuff about the NBA. Okay, we're now looking at the 6th. Airport leaders are hoping that Disney World reopening will lead to more travelers. The college program was put on hold. I talked about that last week. The college program was put on hold. People that were supposed to be returning in the fall have been notified that no college program for an unknown amount of time. They'll let you know in the future when it's going to resume. Let's see here. We're going down the list. Oh, here's an interesting thing. Disney bars can operate amid Florida alcohol ban. So there was a alcohol ban that was going on for all of Orlando and in Florida. And according to this article right here that came out on the 6th of July, that you are going to still be able to drink your alcohol, and the bars can operate regardless of the Florida alcohol ban. That's interesting. So I guess I don't know. I guess that applies to Disney Springs. You'll be able to still get your beer on at the Disney Springs. That's or in the. I don't think they have the alcohol in the parks per se. Um, well, maybe at the maybe in Epcot, so you can drink it at Epcot. I mean, the thing is that the Epcot has a lot of alcohol, and the people drink at Epcot, and they'll be outside. It won't be like a bar situation. You know what I'm saying? So let's see here. The bubble awaits NBA teams set to start Disney Arrival. That was on the 7th. It says Hamilton boosts mobile app downloads of Disney Plus by 72%. Wow, that's a lot of people who are just really interested in Hamilton, and that's great. That's great for the Disney Plus app that there's 72%, almost doubled the amount of downloads for the app. Let's see here. That's really good for them. It's really, really great. Let's see here. The 8th, the 9th. I'm looking at the 9th now. These are Google alerts I'm going over to see if we're missing anything that I haven't covered so far. I could have read these beforehand, but hey. But anyways, as I'm looking at these and searching these up, if you want to, if you can, go ahead and support the channel by subscribing to us and hitting that like button. If you're watching it on the replay, hit the like button and subscribe and support the channel if you can. That'd be really great. Okay, let's go back to the mail, and I'm looking at the mail. It says here, the players' food in the NBA bubble looks like a fancy airline meal. Wow, I guess a lot of time when the food that you're getting at an event that's catered, because that's basically what they're doing. I don't think they might have some sit down meals, but they probably are just catered or something like that. Some of them, I guess, they're saying that looks like fancy airline meals. That's kind of bad, especially for Disney. To talk about the Disney food, because I mean we all know that we love the Disney food, but to say that it looks like an airline meal, that's not good. I guess for the NBA, you would think that the Disney food would be just really, really great, but at the same time, I do know that sometimes, like especially on movie sets and stuff like that, the food is good, but it's not like the best. It's they're just like feeding you and they always, from what I hear, they always have food on the sets. By the way, we have these Detroit Disney Duo mugs. No price yet, but if you're interested in a mug, let us know. Let's see here. We have the Actors Guild. The Actors Equity claims Disney is retaliating. Yeah, we've seen that. Let's see here. Downtown Disney draws long lines and some wait overnight for Thursday's reopening. Wow, Thursday's reopening. People were actually overnight That's amazing. And I don't know if they were working in a tent. Let's see. A barber quarantines to cut hair inside the NBA bubble at Disney. Wow. I guess that's really interesting. A barber is quarantining to. I guess they're really trying to make ends meet there, and cut hair of the NBA stars. Gotta make sure that you don't have the coronavirus. Disney World. This is on 710. Disney World updates the mask policy. Neck gaiters, no more. Let's see here. Yesterday, Disney World officially reopens nearly after 4 months shutdown. But let's see here. Traders are saying Disney is still a buy as Florida theme parks reopen amid rising cases of coronavirus. That's good news for those people who invest in Disney, especially like people like Dulwich Dad. It's still a buy. Buy. Nobody's selling it. The price is still going up. Let's see here. That was that. All right, so we're back to back to the save stories we have on Facebook, where we save a lot of the stories. There's been a big debate. Let's see here. There's been a big debate. If you've seen the castle is now redone. It's Cinderella's castle. It is like has gold. There's a lot of gold on it, and then there's this like pink, and then like a dark blue. It's so dark blue, a pink, and then like a pink sort of color, and then gold. I think it looks spectacular. It's not as bluish as it was before, like a gray color. It was like a gray color before. It was like a grayish, almost looked like something out of World of Warcraft, and for the Alliance, almost looked like the same castle. I mean, you would think that that I was living as part of the Alliance, but for Disney purposes, the castle, it doesn't look completely different, but I think it has they didn't make it into a birthday cake. Okay, people, it's not a birthday cake. It looks nice, and the deal is I like it. It's still the castle. It's not a birthday cake. It has sort of the pinkish and the gold like it did when it was a birthday cake, but it's not. So I call it a compromise. Just saying. So as you know, Splash Mountain is retheming to no longer have the theme as it has right now as a Song of the South. It is going to be rethemed to The Princess and the Frog, which I'm going to be watching very shortly. I've never seen the movie in its full capacity. I just watched Hamilton last night, which was a great movie. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but it was a great movie. Everybody should go see Hamilton if they have Disney Plus, and go watch Princess and the Frog, which I'm going to be doing. But everybody has been shopping at the Splash Mountain gift store and buying everything out so much. The line has been huge. It's been really huge. And also, I might note that now they have a virtual queue. It's been that busy. I seen people they were trying to buy out the entire place. So if you know, you're probably going to have to start looking on eBay pretty soon to check. I guarantee some of these things are going to be really, really overpriced. I wonder if Disney is going to get with eBay and try to put the hammer down on this. One of the things is there was a secret character per the Disney food blog, a secret character meal in Disney World's Magic Kingdom. And if you did not see it, that was the Beast at the one restaurant, Be Your Guest. That was I don't know if that's happening now, but the Beast, I seen a picture of the Beast walking around the restaurant. That's really, really great. Oh yeah, So some things that have been going on, which I think kind of cool, is that they have these cavalcade miniature parades, like one float, sometimes two at the most, come down unannounced times in the Magic Kingdom, and then they have like a character boat that comes down, and I've seen it. You've seen it at in the Animal Kingdom, really really kind of cool stuff. Then there was so they have those things going on. Plus, I'm really really happy to see the amount of safety measures. I have about four, there's a lot of things I saved about the safety measures that they're taking. I really like the fact that they have the plexiglass in the waiting lines. That's really great. That is pretty awesome. They also have on some of the rides, they have this plastic tarp between the seats. Um, that's really kind of cool. A great idea, especially on Animal Kingdom Safari. That's or They also have these plexiglass like dividers on the when you go on the Jungle Cruise. That was something that I was surprised to see. So they're doing a lot of the utilization of plastic curtains and plastic dividers, and just kind of keep people separated, along with the distancing of people in the lines. That's really great. Um, and that everybody is actually wearing a mask. They're not like doing it like how they did in Disney Springs, where some people are just not wearing a mask. But it appears that everybody is wearing one. And that's really really great that they're doing that. I guess they're buckling down on the enforcement version portion of it all. Um, yeah. So, let's look at see what else we got there. Oh, there is relaxation stations that are in the Magic Kingdom. I don't exactly know where they're at. It's been posted where they're at. I think that's a really great idea. I mean, as long as they're not really crowded and they don't get overwhelmed by people taking breaks, and everybody's, if they because the capacity and the people that are close together. Um, I think that's a great idea because you need a break sometimes. If you're going to be there for a while, and take off your mask and breathe some really great air. Um, One thing that is pointed out from Prince Charming Dev: take a fan, one of those personalized fans that costs like $5 or something like that from the dollar store. Get them really cheap and take it with you so that you can cool off just a little bit more. Oh, here's an interesting thing. If you know, here you maybe not know that Disney World is now accepting reservations for the VIP tours. And your favorite YouTuber Kyle Paulo, he was the VIP, so I guess maybe he's going to be going back to work doing the VIP tours. That is something that I'm not surprised about. I think the VIP tours are great. They're kind of can provide a exclusive tour in a group that would be much smaller than others. So that's something that's really really great. Um, Chef Mickey and the California Grill and Contemporary, the reservations are now open there. Um, I did see that they had a new like family style kind of so family style. The way I see that is that people deliver the food to your table, kind of like they do at Ohana's, instead of having a buffet bar. That they are going to be serving you family style. They just drop off a bunch of food and on top of that you'd normally get at the buffet, and then you eat it there instead of going up to the buffet. So I wonder if a lot of the buffets like meals at 1900, 1900 at Grand Floridian, if that character where they had the buffets at, right, if that's going to be changed over to family style, um, where the servers keep on bringing you a limited amount of food until you get full, and then that's the end of it. Um, so that'd be that's going to be interesting to see. I think that's a good way to go, versus the bar. That way, that only the food staff touched your food, and you touched your food, and all those everybody else is not touching your food, or the possibility of spread of germs through a buffet. Family style is really, really great. Works out really well. It's been working at Ohana's for the longest. Let's see here. There is still there's a lot of states that have travel advisories. New York, and some other states that are saying don't go to Florida. And if you go to Florida, you have to you're going to have to be on a 14-day quarantine. And in the inverse, you have Florida is banning travel to other states still. You can't, if you're in Florida, they don't want you going to New York. And if you do, you're going to have to do the 14-day quarantining. So that's something that's going on there. You do have to. Here's another big question that was answered by Prince Charming Dev. You do have to wear your mask when taking a photo in Walt Disney World. Wah, 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 wah. So maybe this is not the period of time that you want to take the photo pass because you have a mask on. It kind of would be depicting of that period of time. I mean, if you go a lot, who knows? If you're getting it for free, who really cares, right? They're it's something more than it isn't, but yeah. So let's see here. I'm looking at some more stories here. Oh yeah, no characters at the Contemporary Resort when with the new family style breakfast. No characters. Oh, man, I'm so sad now. I am sad. Flight of Passage soars once again with safety measures at the Animal Kingdom, of course. Let's hear the Satuli Canteen and Pungo Pungo reopen with new health safety measures over there in Pandora. That's great to know. Let's see here. Whoops. So, will you be going to the parks? That's another question in the future after seeing all of the new changes that are in place. Right now, it did look like it was kind of not as busy as I mean, there is a lot of a lot of health stuff that's going on down in Florida. But for those who live nearby, if are you going to be going to Disney World? Or are you going to not go? Are you going to kind of wait it out and see what happens? Let me know here in this episode of the Disney News Weekly Recap. Yeah. So let's see here. So that's what's been going on this week in the news. We're looking for a few other things. If there's any more things I missed, just kind of there was a lot of news this last week, and it's been exciting, say the least. Just one last thing. Also, if you're a subscriber, if you'd like to be a subscriber, or you don't mind supporting us, become a subscriber and help us grow the channel. And It's really appreciative of you. So let's see here. It's the MLS tournament at Walt Disney World. That's coming up soon, and some teams are just backing out of the tournament over COVID cases. I haven't even been able to. I haven't been watching the NBA at all. I'm going to have to start doing that. I don't know if they're going to be on ESPN or CBS or who's going to cover them. I think if you have Disney Plus, you may get a package. It also has ESPN, and they're probably going to be covering it. I would assume that the NBA will be on ESPN. I don't know that for sure, but I'm just thinking that might be the fact. So I appreciate everybody watching this, even on the replay, and as we talk about the last week's news stories every week on Sunday here on this channel is the Disney News Weekly Recap, and appreciate if you guys show up and we discuss the news. There's a lot of stuff that's happening and whatnot, and I appreciate everybody who comes and visits and watches replays also. So with that said, it's been a long but informational 50 something minutes, and we really appreciate everybody. And we're going to have some new vlogs up here shortly in the near future. And we'll talk to you guys later. And thanks for watching. Have a great one and have a great Sunday fun day. For now, over and out.